If not, just let me know. Coach, if you want to start us off, we are good to go.
Yeah, obviously very proud of our guys. I thought they played a good football game today. Overcame 2 turnovers that obviously would have allowed us to maybe play a little bit better. I thought our defense was the tail of the day. Did a fantastic job getting to the quarterback, not allowing big plays, and getting off the field on third down. After our third down woes, I thought the staff went back. The players went back and they had our best week of practice, our best week of preparation, and I think it showed up in the game. I thought it was a total team win with so many of our, players down, not able to play. I thought a lot of guys stepped up, and we did what it took to win. Teddy, thought he was fantastic on the sidelines. We took him out before the game. He looked really good. I think everyone agreed that he could play. In my gut, I just didn't feel like it was the right thing to do. So I made that decision. Teddy wanted to play, but like the true competitor that he is, but like the true team player that he is, he respected my decision. I made the decision to start PJ. I had Will available. I think Will's got an outstanding future, but just felt like based off this week's practice that if Teddy couldn't go, that I was going to start with PJ and see how it went. So those were my decisions, whether they worked or not. And I think everyone this week did a fantastic job of trying to get Teddy as close as possible to being ready to play. And I think besides the job that the defensive staff did, I thought Jake Peets, our quarterback coach, did a remarkable job coaching the quarterbacks and getting 3 guys ready to play. So with that, I'll take your guys' questions.
Let's start with Joe Person and then go to Jason Brown.
Hey, Matt, what specifically did the defense do today that was different, better, improved from a scheme standpoint?
I don't think it was necessarily scheme. I think we just played better. I think we've been in position to make a lot of plays on third downs, and we haven't quite made them. I think today our guys went in with a real focus. We were able to, even the last play of the game on defense, that was an unbelievable job by Shaq of diving and tipping the ball away. And that's what we've been saying to our guys, like, hey, there's going to be opportunities. How do you feel on third down? You make the plays to get off on the field on third down. Whether it was Corn, whether it was Shaq, whether it was Justin Burris, guys made those plays. I thought the defense of line showed up to play, and I thought Phil had a nice pressure, no pressure, all up look. Blitz, we showed the blitz the whole time and then either bailed or came. I think early on we stopped the run early on. I think we held them to 40 yards rushing. So once we kind of could move past having the run, the offense got enough of a lead with a 14-point lead that it became a passing game and we could kind of go back and forth. So we called a lot of the same pressures we have called, Joe. We just, we just didn't turn a guy loose. We played with a little more discipline, played with a little more confidence. And that credit to me goes to both Phil and his staff, but also the players. I thought the players, again, had their best week.
Hey, Coach, Jason Brown with Spectrum News 1. Just to further that point with the defense, obviously you did make plays on third down, but how important was it the fact that wasn't always third and short? You made plays on not only third down, but first and second down as well.
Yeah, I thought it was, it was a great effort. We gave up the one dig, early on. But I thought they did a good job of keeping plays in front of them. I thought they did a good job of rallying to the ball. I thought we tackled well. We got that early turnover. So, a lot of things that were, important to us happened.
Let's go to Elena Getzenberg, followed by David Newton.
Hey, Matt, I was curious, what stood out to you about PJ in practice that made you feel like he should get to start over Will? And then how did you think he did today?
I thought he practiced well, and I thought he played really well today. I thought there were some things in the first half that, receivers, a lot of things in our offense, receivers have to make decisions, have to make reads. And if the receiver's a little bit off, Teddy sometimes, because he has so many reps, can adjust. I thought there were a couple chances for big plays where PJ was right. The receiver was maybe a little off in his decision, and it didn't quite, connect. I thought in the second half, I thought the receivers really stepped up. Robbie made a huge catch on an over route, and I thought everything kind of took off from there. Obviously PJ can't have the two goal-to-go interceptions. And so those could have cost us the game. And like anything else, those are always, combination of many factors. But I thought, anytime you go 24 for 34 in your first start, you played pretty well. And I think the big play to DJ early on was something that our team needed. And I thought it was a jolt in the arm for us. I think that drive we went 95 yards. I'm not sure. I think that was. Am I right on that? It was a 95-yard drive. So I think anytime you have a 95-yard drive, on your second or third drive as a starter, that gives you a chance to win.
Matt, two things. There was an early report that you guys were going to activate Bridgewater, and then it came back that he was going to be inactive. Was that what happened? And expand on what you mean by you didn't think in your gut it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, and I mean this. There's reports all the time, and it's hard for me to comment on all of them because I mean I hear so many of them. Like I meant what I said all week. I was going to take Teddy all the way up until game time. I was going to take him out there and work him out, and I was going to make a decision. And he was cleared to go. That he was allowed to go. He wanted to go. I just felt like as I watched him move, he moved at like 85%, and I didn't feel like it would be, at that position, especially with his history on the left knee. I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do to ask him to go out there and go against, his instincts. But in terms of the reports, I mean, I just, there's reports, and I can't comment on. I know this week I've been as straight up as there was no coach speak this week. I know Teddy, and he told me at the beginning of the week he wanted to play, and so he prepared like a monster this week to get ready. And we followed it all the way through, and could have maybe activated him, and had him sit on the bench, but as an emergency guy. But even then, I just felt like PJ and Will could go win the game for us, and I felt like for Teddy to ask him not to play to his strengths would not be smart. I mean, he's going to move in the pocket, and you saw, PJ today had to move, had to run, had to make some plays outside the pocket. And so it just didn't seem like it was the right thing to do.
All right, guys, only have time for two more. So let's go to Jonathan Alexander and then finish with Brett Johnson.
Hey, Matt. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. I'm wondering, how did you weigh whether Teddy was going to play, and how did you feel PJ responded to doing it on such short notice?
Can you ask me that again? I'm sorry. It's making a sound.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, I'm wondering, how did you weigh whether you were going to play Teddy or not? Like, what was going through your mind as far as whether you play him or sit him, and how did you feel like PJ responded in telling him on short notice?
We told the quarterbacks all week, just to be prepared to play. I mean, that's the life of a backup quarterback. There is no time for disappointment as a backup quarterback. Your number gets called, you have to grab your helmet and go. And so you have to prepare like you're the starter and go out and play. And, my decision about Teddy is just exactly what I, said to David. He was cleared to play. He wanted to play. People thought maybe he was ready to play. And I just felt like he would not be, I felt like he'd be at 80, 70, 80, 85%, and, knowing the competitor that he is, I didn't want to put him in harm's way. I want to win games, but at the same time, if a player does everything they can to try to go out there and be healthy, then I feel like it's my responsibility to protect them from themselves sometimes. And Teddy did everything he could to go out there and be as healthy as he could to play. And so I just, at the end of the day, I just couldn't make that call and put him out there. So I made the decision and was prepared to live with it, no matter what happened.
All right, Brett, you want to ask your question before we wrap it up?
Yeah, thanks. Matt, I was just curious, can you talk about two players specifically, one on offense and one on defense? DJ Moore had his really big game, first time in a while back on offense, was really active, and so was Brian Burns on the defensive side, I think part of 3 sacks, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, both those players really had big games.
Yeah, I mean, DJ's been, he's been a deep ball threat the last couple of weeks. Able to hand him the ball one time, able to get him, some intermediate catches. I just think that's the way the game broke. I mean, I'm looking at this, and I again, it looks like Robbie had 7, DJ had 7, and Curtis had 8. Is that correct? That's as good spreading it around as possible. So, we have 3 good receivers, and we have other guys we count on as well, and the quarterback went to them, and those guys made plays. And Burns, we moved him around. We played him as a linebacker. We played him as a D end. I think a lot of the blitz packages and the show stuff where we showed blitz and it came out, finally got him some more one-on-ones, and I thought he won. But at the same time, also thought there was elite coverage down the field. And I say that because I know Brian will be the first to tell you that, the guys covered really well, so he had time to get to the sack. Also, we had a lead, so they had to throw themselves back in the game. And also we were efficient on first down. So all of those things lead to production in the sack game. But, the biggest thing to me is Brian, as many of our guys are, they're growing in terms of understanding not what to do, but also why we do it. And they can adjust. And I'm really happy for Brian.
Guys, we got to let him go. Coach Rhule, we appreciate it.
Thanks.
Mean for you guys to get a win today like you did, snapping a 5-game losing skid, especially with so many guys out like Teddy and Christian, and to see PJ Walker have the performance after his journey?
It was exciting, after the tough stretch that we had, to be able to come out here at home, which is more important than anything, coming at home and being able to get that win, especially the defense not allowing them to score at home. I mean, that was just amazing. It was a great feeling for us.
Hey, Curtis, Will Kunkel here with Fox 46. You guys finally scored a touchdown in the third quarter. Was there a moment where you guys were just like, oh, that was nice, and just to be the one to kind of get that one? And did you do anything different at halftime? Matt kind of talked about maybe doing that.
I mean, we understood that, coming out the half, we got to play better. Our focus was just execute at the highest level. Everybody do their job, just all put it together and just let it come to us. Don't try to do anything different. Just be yourself.
And what was that celebration?
That was me playing a video game. I'm a huge video game guy.
What game?
I was playing Call of Duty. They was chasing me.
Let's go to David Newton and Deshaun Brown.
That's funny. I thought you were pretending to fish and reel in a bass or something. Had you thought about that? How'd you come up with that?
I guess I got to do a better job in my celebration. I had that plan for last week. I did it at practice. Everything starts at practice. I do it at practice. Robbie was like, I think you should do that. Because I have another one, because just in case if I score 2 touchdowns, I got to have another one. So I was going to pull out some dance moves. But Robbie was like, nah, do that one first. I said, all right, bet. I'll do that one.
Are we starting to see your personality come through more now?
I guess so. I mean, just, scoring touchdowns, that's something I love to do. But most important, it gives our team points. I get excited, when we score. So, I'm gonna go out there and dance. Hopefully everybody else feel my energy.
Curtis, congratulations on the win. You were on the receiving end of PJ Walker's first NFL touchdown. What, if anything, did you say to him after that play?
I told him just keep on going. I was happy for him. When he came out today, he played hard for us. Teddy being down, he played great. And he put the ball in situations for us to make a play. It was one probably earlier or later in the game where he gave me a chance. I had to just keep on running. But PJ played well.
Let's go to Nick Carboni and then Chris Jenkins.
Curtis, what is it like to be out there with PJ? What kind of guy is he? What have you noticed about him since he's joined this team? And you know, what was it like for you guys as the coaches and the medical staff went through the evaluation and the decision on Teddy right up until the first kick?
Our game plan was solid. You know, we was confident in our game plan coming in. No matter who was at quarterback, you know, it's about each individual just all doing our jobs. You know, as a receiver, we want to make it easy for him. We want to be able to create separation, win early, you know, to give him that time to be able to put a ball off us and let us go get it. So, I mean, my mindset was just go out there and win one-on-one matches whenever they play, man. Whenever zone, find an area for him to throw the ball for you, to me.
Hey, Curtis, I know that you also played running back at Ohio State, and you have a pretty good, in my opinion, running style after the catch. Can you talk about your style after the catch, and particularly your spin move seems to be something that I feel is a patent thing for you that you use a lot?
You know, playing running back, you know, mostly my whole life helps me in open field situations, be able to make people miss, you know, just being able to create angles for myself, you know, to get past defenders. I seen that I had a chance on the spin move. I gave him a spin move. I try to get the next defender a stiff arm and try to get in the end zone. When I see that end zone, I need it.
But is that a move that you practice in particular, or just comes natural with just trying to avoid getting hit?
None of my moves is like planned. You know, it just happens naturally. You know, whatever my body do, that's what it does.
All right, guys, we gotta let Curtis go. Kurt, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Brian, can you hear us on your end?
Perfect.
All right, let's go to Scott Fowler to start, followed by Steve Reed.
Brian, congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk about the symbolic performance there in terms of a shutout. First one for the Panthers in 5 years.
Hey, it was great. Like throughout the week, we were preaching details, we were preaching execution, everybody doing their job at an elite level, and our preparation really showed today. And man, we just had a lot of fun out there, to be honest.
What was your favorite sack of those three that you were a part of?
I would have to say the one when I was tired as hell. They forgot to block me, and it was a freebie because I usually don't get freebies. So that was new to me.
Brian, what was the difference today? You guys have given up 32 points a game, I guess, over the last 4 weeks. What was the difference today?
Yeah, like I said, bro, we put a lot of emphasis on details, and that was one of our main problems. And we really solved that today, and we showed it. But to be honest, man, everyone was just playing, just having fun. Like, you play your best ball, you having fun. When you beating up on somebody else, that's when you play your best ball. You're not worried about anything that goes wrong because you're just having fun. It's just getting back to the game. And we really had a good time out there today.
Let's go to Darren Gant, followed by Jonathan Alexander.
Brian, Phil Snow said last week he had told you were close to a 3-sack game. You a little disappointed you couldn't make that one come true for him?
No, man, I accept anything God throws my way. And if he intended for me to get 2, that's what it was. He's saving my big game for a special time. I'm waiting on it. It's all right. But, man, I just want to tip my hat off to the coaches, man. They had a great game plan, and they really utilized everybody on defense the proper way, and we really went out there and made those calls right.
Brian, I hope you're doing well, man. I wonder how much did the way you all played last week really kind of fuel the way you all came into today's game?
It opened our eyes. Yeah, like last week we went in halftime 17-7 and came back out and stunk up the field. So it opened our eyes to the small things that we had to pay attention to, and that translated to having a great game this game.
Let's go to Nick Carboni and then Joe Person.
Brian, it seemed like you guys were maybe more aggressive on defense today, or maybe that was just a product of you guys being up. Was that something that you guys wanted to really come in and do this week? And how fun is it, especially the struggles you guys have had, to be able to pin your ears back that way in a win?
It was great. I mean, we kind of forced the Lions to throw the ball by stopping the run so early in the game. Like we really keyed in on the run in the first half, and then the second half it was pretty much pin your ears back, let's go get them. So I mean that's pretty much how it went.
Brian, you guys didn't really learn, I guess, until before the game that Teddy wasn't going to go. Did that put a certain responsibility on the defense to play, that much better, knowing PJ was going to go out and kind of be making his first NFL start?
Yeah, I would say so. I felt like the game plan was the game plan. We want to have a great game regardless. But I felt like knowing that this was PJ's first start, that we needed to give him a little momentum, a little push to make the game easier for him. And I felt like we did that today, and he did a great job of taking care of the ball, making his throws, and they did a good job at body blows on their defense today.
All right, guys, got time for one more, so let's go to Steve Reed before we wrap it up.
Hey, Brian, coach talked about using you a little bit more different situations, defensive end and linebacker. I wonder if you could kind of talk about how you were used a little differently maybe today, if so.
Yeah. So basically, like I said, the game plan was great. They had no idea where we were coming from. They didn't know if I was dropping, covering the slot, covering the back, or if I was rushing off the edge, going into the B gap. We were sending guys from all over the place, and they messed up their protection a lot. Because, like I said, I usually don't get freebies, and they decided not to block me. So, so me standing off the ball and me moving around and putting me in different areas along with Chin and everybody else, like that was just great disguises and great execution by the blitzes.
All right, Brian, we appreciate you stopping by.
Appreciate y'all.
with Elena Getzenberg for the first question, followed by Will Kunkel.
Hey PJ, so when did you find out you were going to start today, and what was your reaction?
Right before the game, Jake came up to me and told me I'll be the starter. And with the mindset, me all week, I had my mind being made up that if Teddy don't go, I'm gonna be up. So that was my approach all week, and that's just how I approached the week.
But just to clarify, you didn't know that you would go if Teddy didn't start until today?
Yeah.
How much fun was it, PJ?
It was awesome. I feel like once I got a little comfortable after the first couple drives, for me it was just to go out there and play football again and go out there and have fun. Been playing the game for a while, so just go out there and execute and just lead the guys. Just try to lead the guys to a victory and execute and move the ball up and down the field.
Was Teddy a particular help in anything in particular on the sideline that he said to you that stuck with you?
Yeah, every time I came back to the sideline, he did a great job just showing me what he saw, showing me everything from the pictures that he saw and what he was thinking, so that helped me just have that same eye, from the sideline as well, just to have that extra eye out there. And I'm noticing things now that when I see something, just because he showed me it, I see it now. I'm like, all right, I see why they're doing it or something like that.
Let's go to Deshaun Brown and then Steve Reed.
PJ, congratulations on the win today. I'm curious, when you envisioned your first NFL start, how did you envision it and how did today compare to that?
It's crazy because I didn't actually envision this start. My mom did about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. She called me and she was like, "Man, I had a dream that you was playing with the Panthers," and I was with the coach still at the time, and she's like, "I had a dream you was playing for the Panthers," and I'm like, "Really? That's weird," just me being in Indianapolis at the moment, and life just come full circle, man, and her dream came true. Mine did too today.
Wow, how much more did it mean having your mom call it essentially and to live that out today?
It was great just to know that she even had that dream and that thought for me to go out there. And once I got here, signed to Carolina at the time, I was just like, man, this could be a great opportunity, So for me, it was just run with the opportunity and make the best of it.
Thank you.
PJ, just to follow up on that, what's your mom's name? And also, what does it feel like just, coming from the XFL to win your first NFL start?
Yeah, my mom's name is Tamisha Drake. And, just coming from the XFL, it's amazing, man. Just to have the guys around here to believe in me, the same way the guys in the locker room when I was in Houston, they believed in me as well, So just to know that these guys believe in me when I'm on the football field, that we have every chance to win. We have every chance to be successful on the football field. It just means the world to me. And I know those guys got my back. And that process of me just coming from the XFL, it's been amazing because I've learned so much, playing in the XFL as well as I learned, my previous years playing in the NFL. So just continuing to learn and continue to grow as a player, it'll help me benefit moving forward.
And let's go to David Newton, followed by Jonathan Alexander.
PJ, what was it like during pregame warm-ups? Teddy goes out there twice.
Can you repeat that question?
Twice. Yeah, what was it like for you? Teddy goes out there twice to warm up, back and forth. They're all huddling, trying to decide what to do. What was it like for you? What were you doing during all that time?
I really didn't catch the workout that he was doing. I was warming up a little bit, but I just had to stay ready, and didn't really know what was going on. And once I got the green light to go, my mindset was already there that I was gonna be playing. So it wasn't really too much I had to change. Mentally, I was prepared. I got some extra film in all week. Stayed late all week. Just made sure I was prepared for this moment.
Hey PJ, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Before today's game, did you have any meaningful conversations with either your mom, Ms. Drake, or anybody else close to you? That helped you today?
Yeah, I spoke with my mom about this whole situation, and she just told me to go be me. Just go play the game. This is something I've been I've been dreaming about my whole life, you know. So for her to just give me a little words of encouragement, just to go out there and not think that the moment is too big, you know, just go out there and do what you do. You know, you belong here. That's something she always told me. You belong at this place, and just go make the best of it.
All right, guys, we only have time for one more, so let's go to Joe Person before we wrap it up.
PJ, how much did the long throw to DJ fairly early in that game kind of help to settle your nerves? Or was there another play before that you took your first hit, or kind of what was that moment today?
Yeah, I think it was probably the play before once I got my first hit. You know, I feel as though I've always had this mentality and since I've been playing, you know, I try to run the ball on the first play or something like that since I was in college just to get comfortable, you know, and you know, being that this is my first start in the NFL, I didn't really get to run the ball until we got down to the goal line. So for me, it was just more so just take what the defense gave me, you know, just try to move the ball up and down the field, be smart with the football as best I can. You know, those two interceptions still going to bother me for the next week. So for me, it's just don't move on, but move on. You know, just learn from it and move on from there.
All right, guys, we got to let him go. PJ, congrats. We appreciate you stopping by.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Carboni.
Hey, Justin. Just how much did that shutout mean to you guys, and how much were you going for it at the end?
Oh, it meant everything. And it was great, especially after last week, especially after that second half of last week. We just want to come out and show everybody we're a great defense. And we did that. I think a lot of guys were running to the ball. A lot of guys saw the chance to shut them out, and we started playing harder. And you can see it by the D-line getting off and making great plays. And it's easy as a secondary when you have a D-line that's hunting like that. So we appreciate those guys.
Let's skip over Nick and go to Josh Graham.
Hey, Justin, thanks for the time. Just give me a sense for what the post-game locker room was like today in comparison to what last week represented with Shaq and his message.
It was electric today. Obviously, with the win, with the shutout, offense played great, defense played great. You know, well, we still got work to be done. Still games left in this season. We know we got to get back to work tomorrow and get ready for next week. But yeah, it was electric.
I'm just curious, where did the game balls go?
They went to PJ. He's a guy that was a backup and came in and played like he was a starter. And, you know, he did a great job. As a defense, we wanted to get him the ball back so he can go make plays and give him that confidence to go and do the things that he can do. And we all knew as soon as we knew he was going to play, we knew we were still in good hands. He does some great things in practice, does some great things against us as a number one defense. And he went out and showed it.
Let's go to Joe Person for the next question, followed by Jonathan Alexander.
Justin, Matt was talking about how you guys weren't necessarily more aggressive defensively, but you did show kind of a lot of kind of disguised blitzes at the line and then maybe backing out. And he thought that allowed Brian Burns in particular to get more one-on-one matchups blocking wise. Do you think that was an effective kind of tweak to Phil's scheme today?
Oh, definitely. We're always trying to confuse the quarterback, show him something opposite, show him something different. not let him know exactly what we're in, where we're coming from. And I think that definitely helped a lot with confusing him. And that definitely helped the guys go and make plays.
Hey, what's up, Justin? Hope you're doing well. Sorry. I'm just curious. I know you recently came back from injury. How has it been for you since coming back?
Oh, it's been great, man. You know, it was tough being out for those 3 weeks, not being with my guys. I was still in meetings and stuff, but it was different because I wasn't in the game. I wasn't out of practice on the field. But you know, just being back, the way those guys embraced me when I came back was great, and just to be back on the field is a great feeling. And I'm glad to be back.
Let's go to Eleni Getzenberg for the next question.
Hey, Justin, I was just curious, today the defense played really well, especially after last week. How do you think you guys can use this going forward and with these last 5 games?
I think it gives us confidence. Not that we lost any confidence after last week, but we know that we can be a dominant defense. Everything that we need is in this room or, on this defense. And I think we have the confidence to go out and shut teams down, shut teams out. This was a good offense, and to go out and not give them anything is definitely a confidence boost, and we need that going forward.
All right, guys, that'll do it, Justin. We appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.
hand button if you have questions for Trey. With that said, if someone wants to open up with the first question, floor is open. So Joe, you can start us off. Joe, you're muted right now. Sorry.
Hey, sorry, Trey. Wondering just you guys last week, what was the reaction after you gave up the 540 yards to Tampa Bay and a bunch of points? I mean, how did you guys get it turned around so quickly here?
Yeah, I think we, looked in the mirror right after the game was done. We saw who needed to be held accountable, and guys came in mentally just ready to battle, mentally to get back up. We knew it wasn't, how we operated back then. Is just how we get back up off the mat for the next week. All you got to do is go 1-0. So we knew, going this week, we'll be prepared. We got to focus back in and know that we're a good team.
Let's go to Josh Graham for the next question.
Trey, thank you so much for doing this. Hopefully we can catch you later in the week to talk Tar Heels.
There we go.
Yeah, but give me a sense for what the shutout means for you as somebody who was on the defense the last time the Panthers pitched a shutout.
Yeah, man. It's not easy to do in this league. When you do it, it's a blessing, man. It attests to the hard work that you put in, week out. Especially like, Joe just got done saying last week, we got to hand it to us. And this week we came back out understanding that, hey, we don't got to do anything special. We just got to do our jobs. And guys went out there and they did their jobs and they did them well.
Let's go to Deshaun Brown, followed by Chris Jenkins.
Trey, congratulations on the win. How much of a factor for the defense, at least, was PJ Walker getting his first NFL start and trying to take some of that pressure off of him as well?
Yeah, as a defense, we knew what time it was. We knew with PJ going in there, we need to do a good job helping him. And that's not just helping him as an individual, but helping him as a defense that's, playing well, getting the ball, getting turnovers, getting them extra opportunities on offense. And I thought PJ did a great job with that. His 2 turnovers, they were on their side of the field. And for us, as a defense, we take those as just punts. We take those as just kickoffs. Mentally, we got to put ourselves in a good space because we knew we couldn't get down and we would never get down. We know what type of team we are. We pick our brothers back up, and to go out there and do what we need to do to help PJ and the offense get started and win the game for us. It just attests again going on to the week that we had.
Trey, there's always a bit of a chess match going on out there on football games. How much of what you guys were doing differently today and moving guys around did you see affect what the Detroit Lions were doing on the offensive side?
Yeah, we knew we had to give them different looks. You got a veteran quarterback in Matt Stafford, great quarterback. So we knew we couldn't make it easy on him. We had to allow ourselves to go in there, disguise a little bit more, and make sure that gives him just an extra 1/10 of a second. It doesn't matter what it gets. It's just the extra second that he has to read the defense and then go about playing. And I thought we did a great job of it. Coach threw it on us Wednesday, Thursday, and I thought we did a great job of coming out here and executing it.
Let's go to Joe Person, followed by Lena Getzenberg.
Trey, you seem pretty understated right now. I'm assuming that was not the case in the locker room. How good is it to almost kind of get the monkey off the back? And I also saw you very celebratory when the Lions jumped on those 2 4th downs.
Yeah, of course, man. I try to keep myself the same for the media, man, win or loss. But for us, it was great, man. I was, jumping around, letting guys know, even, before the game, during the game, just trying to keep the energy there to allow guys to understand it, man. We really got this, and for guys to, show up the way they did, for me, it's the last few plays were big discipline, and coach talks about being disciplined on this team, being focused, and to win the game like that, them jumping off sides 2 times, us calling victory. It's just one of those things that you can look back and tell this was a brand win.
Hey, Trey, I was curious, was there anything you felt like you guys worked on specifically related to 3rd down that was different this week that you felt like you guys really got corrected?
Yeah, I think it was just, guys having their eyes on their man, guys being a little bit more focused, guys understanding they don't have to make the play for somebody else. They don't have to make this crazy outlandish play that nobody's seen before.
just do their job. And we took accountability this week, coming in each day, focusing on our job. Of course, we're throwing a little bit of disguising against Matt Stafford, but I think it was just us individually, coaches, players coming in each and every day focused on the task and knowing that we just got to go 1-0 this week.
You guys got time for two more, so let's go to Josh Graham and then finish with Jonathan Alexander.
A second ago, you said this felt like a brand win.
Yeah.
And now that we have a large enough sample of what you guys look like under this coaching staff, what do you think the brand is?
Oh, the brand? Shoot, man, we're the toughest, hardest working team, most competitive team in the league, So for us, it starts with being tough. We got to be tough. We got to work hard. And we got to be the most competitive team in the league. And for us, that's about every week going in there fighting. And that's something that we've seen this whole year is except, maybe one game that the Carolina Panthers will fight you all 4 quarters. And, coaches coming here with that. And again, this is a brand win. We knew what time it was going to be. We're back on PJ, at quarterback, dinged up here and there, but nobody cares. You got to go out there willing to fight. And for us, that's what we did as a family. We went out there and fought for each other. And it showed today. Offense, defense, special teams, we played together. And again, this is the brand win.
What's up, Trey? Hope you're doing well.
What's up, boss man?
Nothing much. Brian Burns had another big game. What do you think about the way he's improved from year 1 to year 2?
Yeah, man. I mean, you're talking about a guy who on a lot of teams would just be the second guy. He'd be a guy who's on the upcoming. For this team, Brian Burns is our lead dog. It's year 2 and he's our lead dog. For him to take that and shoulder that and come out here and play well, game in, game out, knowing that we need him year 2, it's special, man. He's going to be special. This is year 2. Like I have to remind people sometimes that this guy is in year 2. I can only imagine him down the road. He's going to be very, very special. And we got guys like Etor and our D-line, young D-linemen who are following. But Brian is playing good ball for us, man, and we need him. And as long as he keeps playing the way he's playing, man, he's going to be wrecking havoc for us for a long time.
All right, guys, we got to let him go. Trey, we appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all. You have a good one.
All right, media, that's going to do it for player availability. Thank you guys for joining.